All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Chelsea, welcome back to Fate Grand Order LB6. Last time we were able to defend Londinium, and defeat Woodwoes, but now we've been invited to a ball at Gloucester by Miriam, and I think it might be a bit of a trappy trap. I don't know if I don't know if I trust her. LB6, Gogeta, hey like, I would like to think, maybe she isn't up to no good, but like everything we've seen of her really, or not everything, but a lot of things we've seen of her point to her being up to no good. So, we'll see if we get jumped or set up in some way. Which again, I feel like we probably will, but we can hope not. Anyway, let's get into it. Gloucester 2. I hope we don't that the characters don't go into it just assuming it's completely safe. Like, even if it does end up being fine, I hope they just take it at face value and actually keep their guard up. Because it'd be a bit silly otherwise. Good morning. I'm sorry to call you all here so early. When I know you're all still exhausted from yesterday's battle, but I'm afraid this couldn't wait. Last night, Otoria and Ritsuga received invitations from Lady Murian of Gloucester to attend Ferium, a fairy ball she'll be holding soon. Never mind that. How are you doing, buddy? Me? Oh, don't worry. I'm fine. My hair is the only thing different about me. In fact, I'm actually happy about this. It makes me look distinguished. Does it? I guess. I always admired the Count's dashing hairstyle, so now I feel like I can hold my own at least a little. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry that just slipped out. Ugh, come on, Percival. You're not a child anymore. Anyway, we still need to decide what to do about Lady Murian's invitation. Holding a ball now, huh? She's up to something, that much is for sure. Yeah. Hang on, you said this fairy ball is called Ferium? What exactly is that anyway? Allow me to explain. I've always wanted to go to a ball, so I know all about them. Ferium, a moonlit gala that every fairy in Britain dreams of attending. Every fairy who has done something impressive that year, like clan heads, is invited to speak about and be celebrated for their accomplishments. Yeah, sounds good. Attendees get to enjoy never-before-seen scenery, never-before-eaten cuisine, and never-before-heard music. And then to cap it all off, they decide on a Fairy of the Year, the one who stands top fairy society, and shines more brightly than any other. Isn't that right, Otoria? There's not a fairy in Britain who doesn't dream of attending Ferium, right? Is this the one she went to 5 years ago, where she met Nakanaria? I guess, maybe. Or maybe not. I suppose there was a time I dreamed about it myself. Wait, does this mean we're going? Because I was kind of hoping I'd never have to go to another Ferium if I could. Yeah, okay, it was. Another. Doubtful. I mean, she's saying another Ferium, so I assume that implies she'd... Right. Right, this is our chance to ring another bell. True. Hard to pass that up. Yeah, that's definitely what Murian has in mind with this invitation. Though I still don't know why she's giving us this opportunity. To advance her own agenda, whatever it may be. Oh, that's right. This is Murian's way of making her intentions known to both the Queen and the Child of Prophecy. It makes perfect sense that the Lord of Gloucester would hold a ball from time to time, and that goes double for one with a long storied history like Therium. Though of course Artoria and Ritsuka will hardly be her only guests. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I doubt Morgan herself would show up. But you can probably bet that Babanshi is gonna be there. Tamlin, Tristan. I doubt Morgan will step away from her throne, but she'll almost certainly send a delegation. At minimum, Tristan and Lancelot will be among them. Well, again, what we saw at the end of last time, I don't think Lancelot's a huge concern. Because she seems to be, again, assuming that was Melu, which I'm pretty sure it was. Then she's probably, maybe not on our side, but at least on Aurora's side, and Aurora's side is on our side, for now at least. So, I think that'll be fine. Right, of course. Lancelot always wins Fairy of the Year. And that little blue bitch. What? Rude? And I love a little payback while we're there. But Gloucester's bound by Mirian's rules. So no one from any faction can fight at this ball, right? Ah, that's right. Which makes this a perfect opportunity. Under ordinary circumstances, we'd never be allowed into Gloucester now that we've defied the Queen by ringing 2 bells and defeating Woodwoes. But for this occasion, we can proudly attend the ball as distinguished guests. And once we're inside, well, sneaking around and finding secret rooms is what you do best, Artoria. Yeah, I knew it! Yeah. Tough luck, huh? Time to finally put those shady spells of yours to good use. Did you ever say it like that? I wonder if there'll ever be a Castoria alt where she's an assassin. Like, if she has magics that are purpose-built for, like, sneaking around and staying hidden. But maybe because Mysterious Heroine X already exists, that they wouldn't do that, but I think could be a good fit. Maybe a Santa Castoria. Ah, then it's settled. I'll ready a carriage right away. The ball is being held tonight, so we need to hurry if we're going to make it to Gloucester by evening. It's What was Mirian thinking? Yeah, holding it tonight, when the invitation just arrived this morning. That's not a small distance. Like, okay. Oh boy, Avenger and Berserker, I believe? Yeah. It's probably not good. That's probably real not good. Let's see. Boom. Who do I have here before putting you in? I think it was Merlin. Seems right. Yes, fine. I should probably bring a Moon Cancer. Nah, between these 2 Berserkers, it should be fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. Alright. I guess it's just a group of Moors. Yeah. Okay. Alright, Ibuki. Go kick some booty. Nice. Perfect. Just what I needed. Ow. Rude. What'd he ever do, huh? Alright, more Moors. Actually, may as well use this too. Don't know why I wouldn't. I still argue that PHH Artoria can be an assassin if they give her Carbon and King Arthur's dagger and tradition as a tribute with magic self abilities. Yeah. I don't know, I just feel like, again, I know it's technically Artoria, but also not really, because it's sort of inverse version of her, but they're still technically mysterious heroine. So like, Castoria would be one thing, but I think it'd be even harder for them to justify doing a normal Artoria assassin, given that. Oh boy. Again, even though she's not really quite the same, but. She's close enough where it's like questionable. Alright, let's do this. Probably too early to pop that for him. Oh, she's gonna die this turn. This won't get her gauge all the way up, unfortunately. I guess I could have gotten there if I'd used... Nah, this is better, I think. Yeah, let's do this. Mahapralaya. Rather be damaging on both than just big damage on one. Rip. Rip Castoria. Rest in peace. Who's next? Merlin. Okay, that's fine. This actually works out pretty nice. Ooh, he was one level up, skill level up off of getting her to full. Shit. Let's pop the team invincible for now. And then we use quick attacks. Get them crit stars. And hopefully there's a Arjuna Buster card up this next turn. Go for it. I yeah, well. Yeah. It's first thing in the morning. Yes. Yeah. Trying to decide if the AoE would kill the front guy and I could do double Arjuna, but it would be cutting it close. I think it did, but yeah, Yeah, okay. No, okay, well, it didn't even matter. Because she was able to kill that one anyway. Alright, it's fine. Alright. Oh. Okay, there is extra battle dialogue. I wasn't sure if there would be. There usually is, but we had a one node last time that didn't, so I was like, Phew, we made it. Our second time in Gloucester. Red Ribbit and Percival are waiting outside the city limits, so we don't have to worry about them. Oh, what, was Percival not invited? But unfortunately, we only have 2 invitations. One for Artoria and one for Itsuka. Oh. And each invitation only allows for a single +1. So who should go with them? Da Vinci and I make the most sense. We've both met Murian. Having you around would be helpful since words hit harder than swords here. But knowing you, I'm also sure you'll have no problem sneaking in anyway. Naturally. I'm flattered by your trust, Muramasa. I know a number of Gloucester's fair ladies, so I'm sure I can find one in need of a kingly companion. What a slut. Fine with me. You guys have fun. I'm just gonna spend some time in the city. Damn, I just realized this means I won't get to go to the ball after all. That's okay. That just means I have a great opportunity to visit the Count's shop. Come with me, Heavy Cat. Count Pepperone gave me a letter of introduction to his shop here when we left Londinium. He even said we should go and have a good time together. He's so considerate, don't you think? Oh, the Count's store, huh? Guess that sounds kind of interesting. Yeah, okay, let's go. Yeah, I wasn't really looking for fun tonight, but this doesn't sound bad. Wonderful. Glad you're both getting along so well. Now, moving on. What should we do about little Miss Cold Feet over here, Ritsuka? Muramasa and I'll bring her there, whether she wants to go or not. I guess that's all we can do, huh? I get the left side, you get the right. No, don't make me do this! I don't want to go to the ball dressed like this! I don't want to ride anyone I know! You're a king, right, Oberon? You can go and ring the bell. Yeah, what happens if someone who isn't her rings it? Does it just not do anything? Or do they randomly get a power-up too? But maybe like less effective. Just don't forget to bring me a souvenir. Something tasty would be nice. Sure. Now you're going. Cut that out. No proper child of prophecy would ever say that. Do you know how many aspiring Cinderellas would give their eye teeth? Their what? Their Oh. Okay. For an invitation to this ball? Deal with it. Oh. Was that you doing a wicked stepmother? I'm sorry. I just didn't expect Artoria to be so stubborn about this. Do you have some, ball-related trauma? Did you get mistaken for a server or something at one before? Don't be silly. Of course I've never had anything that embarrassing happen to me. It's just, I'm basically the face of the Round Table Army now, so I don't want to go there underdressed. Oh, is that all? Well, don't worry then. Nothing better or more formal for a warrior to wear than their battle dress. Then again, if you prefer, you could always have Ritsuka go on ahead. But I doubt you'll be able to find her again later, so it'll just be you and Muramasa at the ball in that case. Okay, I'll get going. Okay, I'll go already. Just don't leave me behind. Absolutely played. Am I crazy, or is this a... I know this music. I don't think... Maybe it was... I heard it in FGO before, but I swear I've heard this elsewhere. Is this a famous classical piece? Or at least it's very similar to one. Huh. Whoa, it's beautiful. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Beast Castle from Kingdom Hearts 2. Just, except Beast Castle didn't have these glass dome, like windows up here. Yep, this is amazing. I never would have thought there was such a fancy ballroom next to the auction house. It's a Fadomain within a Fadomain. A top-notch otherworldly reality marble, the likes of which you rarely get to see. You can tell since the inside of this building is clearly bigger than the outside. Whatever it is, it's damn impressive. If this place is any indication, Marian might just be the best damn gardener I've ever seen. Hell, the view's so great it even got Artoria to calm down. You know, this is my second time here, so it's not like I was entranced by the scenery. I was mostly wondering why Marian hasn't bothered to greet us after she invited us. Well, Artoria's pissed now. Once she gets over herself, she really is a dependable ally. You're right. Now you mention it, I don't see her anywhere. I would have thought she'd be the first to use the Child of Prophecy to liven things up at her part. May I have your attention, distinguished guests? On behalf of Lady Marian, the owner of this beautiful building, I would like to apologize for her tardiness. I've been told she should arrive in about 1 hour, so please relax and enjoy yourselves in the meantime.
So Marian isn't even here yet. And there's no sign of Oberon either.
That's suspicious.
What do you think, Ritsuka? Should we just go sneak into the bell tower now?
Probably not. I don't think so. Now that we've come as far, we may as well.
Looks like we've got a new arrival. Oh wow, all the fairies are making way for...
Oh! Guh. Well, there's her second ascension.
What?
Damn. Hey look, who's that girl next to Aurora? It's the blue bitch, as you called her. Aurora's an exceptional beauty, but that fairy next to her is... something else.
I see.
So you go for the prim and proper young lady types, huh, Muramasa? Got nothing to do with what I like. I'm just being objective here. Right, of course. Oh! I guess I should have expected it since the other two are in their second ascensions, but the fact that that's apparently her going out dress, like her fancy like ball outfit, is interesting.
It's Beryl and Hamlin Tristan.
Yeah, that tracks. Of course Morgan's daughter's here. So that's Marian's game, huh? She sure is a vindictive little brat, isn't she? Or maybe she's a perfectionist, one who's clearly not going to be satisfied until she downright obliterates anyone who defies her. I guess that was the last of the big yes. Why do I have a feeling Morgan herself is gonna show up? Or maybe Naknaria. You looking for someone?
Oh no, it's nothing. I was just kind of wondering if Naknaria was here, that's all.
Thank goodness she's not. Now I won't have to hear all her snide remarks about how she's so much better than me.
Good day, Child of Prophecy. Congratulations on your victory at Londinium. Coral, I'm so sorry. I hope it wasn't being too loud.
Oh gosh, it wasn't I? I'm sorry, I'm from the country, so I'm totally out of place here. Still, it's nice of you to come say hello. I know how you feel, but it's okay. There's nothing to be nervous about. Marion's cast a spell in this ballroom that hides attendees' faces from anyone who doesn't already know them. But we've met we've met Barghest and Bavanchi before, so that doesn't that okay. So please relax, you don't have to worry about anyone you don't know seeing you here. These kinds of parties don't happen every day. It's best to enjoy them while you can. I see. Thank you, Coral. You know, I have to say, you look like you're much more at ease here than you were in Salisbury. I assure you, I'm not the least bit giddy about being here. I'm only here to guard Lady Aurora. Right. Let me remind you, foreign mage, you may have been invited here, but you're still just a human. I suggest that you remember your place and not speak your mind so freely if you know what's good for you. Thanks for the warning. You're always worried about humans' welfare, aren't you? That was your way of telling her that speaking to other fairies that way could cause big trouble, right? Don't go putting words in my mouth. I intended nothing of the sort. Right. Okay, sure. I actually kind of believe you. I'm not like Lady Aurora. I have no fondness for humans, and I don't think of them as equal in any way. Is that so? Because the way I see it, Aurora might let humans do whatever they want, but you actually tell them what they need to hear. So between the two of you, you seem like you actually treat humans much more kindly than... Silence. I don't care what kind of fairy you are or what clan you're from. To slander Lady Aurora is to slander the entire We weren't slander! Okay. Sure. And daring to compare her with the likes of me? Absolutely unthinkable. I see now it was foolish of me to bother paying my respects to the Child of Prophecy. This is supposed to be a gala for distinguished guests. Brush up on your etiquette before you consider attending another. Gotcha, sorry about that. But before you go, do you mind if I ask you just one more question? I couldn't help but notice that other fairy next to Aurora. Is she serving as her escort tonight? Even though you're her right-hand fairy? No fairy shines more brightly than Lady Aurora. Only the most beautiful of fairies deserves to stand by her side. As such, I'm happy to offer up my seat to one more suitable like her. Why do I feel like you're not, believing your own words? Even if she is a grotesque creature who crawled her way up from the foulest sludge imaginable. Huh. Interesting. You don't think you might have been a little hard on her, Da Vinci? Well, that was a bust. I've been wondering just how different Coral's and Aurora's values really are for a while now, so I thought I'd take this chance to see for myself. But I guess I went a little too far. How different their values are. What did you people say to Coral? I've never seen her so upset before. Well, you're the fairy who was with Aurora. Oh, right. I'm not wearing my armor today, am I? Pardon me. This isn't our first meeting, but it is my first time properly introducing myself. I'm Tamlin Lancelot. Welcome to the ball, Artoria, Ritsuka. Yeah, good to be here. And who might you be, young lady? Would you mind if I asked your name? They're really trying to hammer it in that she's beautiful, huh? They're really trying to hammer that in, huh? With the sparkles. Not at all. I'm Leonardo da Vinci. But pleasure to meet you. Da Vinci? What? I might be Chaldea's technical advisor, but I'm still an artist first and foremost. I can't help but appreciate beauty wherever I find it.
Well, damn if you don't seem like a totally different person. Is this what you're like when you're not in armor?
I'm sorry, have we met?
You mean you don't remember? You knocked me off a damn castle and filled me full of holes.
Oh, you must be Muramasa. I'm sorry, I never got a good look at your face. Fair.
I do remember you, though.
Gutting you like a fish was so much fun. Oh, cool.
I knew you must still be alive. I had a feeling we would get to fight again someday. I wonder when our next fight will be. Maybe you'll finally manage to cut off my head?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh, I can't wait to punch that
Cobbled together spirit chorus straight out of you.
Yeah, right on. What the hell? She kinda reminds me of Oberon. She's the princely type. A total prince. No wonder she's been gifted Lancelot's name.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to be Avalon's... Oh right, Aurora told me not to let my true personality show too much. Congratulations on your victory at Lindenium. We may be enemies, but that was a battle well fought, and I must commend you. Also, there's one thing I'd like to ask you. How is Percival doing? I've been told he's still alive, but... Is he hurt at all?
Or is there anything unusual about him? Oh, so she cares, huh? Okay. No, he seems fine. I'm not gonna tell her about the hair. Do you know Percival?
I'm his big sister.
Oh, his big sister. Well, no wonder you're worried about Percival's big sister. Nani? Yeah, I kind of had a romance angle going on there. What do you mean, big sister? Oh God, this is this is the misunderstanding I had with Donzo and Kotaro back in fucking Shimuusa all over again. Except sister instead of mother. That's awkward. Not literally sister though, of course, because that's not how things work in Fairy Britain, but I mean, Kotaro and Donzo weren't, you know, biological mother-son either, so it's like, it's still weird. If they feel like their relationship is siblingly, then still, you know, Nasu's the one writing, yeah. Alright, well, that's, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's just saying that because they grew up together.
Tamlin Lancelot.
She just up and left after telling us she was Percival's sister. So the strongest human and the strongest fairy are siblings. Wow.
Percival kept this pretty close to the chest. I don't think he was hiding from us. There was just never any reason to bring it up. Is this something most people in Britain know about Artoria?
No, not at all. In fact, I don't think most people would believe it if we told them. Probably not.
I can barely believe it, and I just heard it straight from Lancelot.
And then I guess Percival wants to keep it a secret. It'd probably be hell in the Round Table Army's morale to know their commander is actually Lancelot's brother. But that oblivious Tamlin just spilled the beans like it was nothing. I swear, Tamlin just seem to go around doing whatever the hell they want all the time, don't they?
Yeah. So what do we do now?
It's not a big deal. I think we can just keep this to ourselves. It's not as though Percival and Lancelot are in contact, and it's not our place to comment on their relationship as siblings.
Got it. if you're okay with that, we don't mind keeping it quiet. I still don't get how they can be siblings at all when Percival's human and Lancelot's a fairy.
It's not uncommon for fairies to adopt humans as their children. So I would guess Lancelot and the fairy who took in Percival are old acquaintances. Well, this explains why he didn't want to go near Salisbury.
The fairy who took in Percival be...
Indeed.
You there, human. That's right, I'm talking to you. One of the Tamlins, they wanted to talk to you out on the terrace. Get out there and fast.
Make sure you're on your best behavior, too. I'm going to assume it's probably Barghest and not Bavanchi, I would think. Me? They really want to see me?
Well, you are the only human here, so... What are you going to do? Are you going to see what she wants?
As long as all of you come with me. I'll take Barghest, assuming it's her and not the other one.
I don't think she would murder us.
Of course. Even with Merian's rules in place, this is still enemy territory. And the terrace is a private area, so no other fairies will bother us there.
It's perfect for clandestine conversations. I guess Lancelot... I don't think it was her. I guess Lancelot must have more she wanted to ask us about after all.
Fine with me. Honestly, I was hoping to observe her a little more anyway.
Again, I really don't think it's Lancelot.
By which I mean her outfit. Just her outfit. I thought I could pick up some tips from its construction, you know?
Right, of course. Yeah, I believe you.
Oh, for...
Yeah. My guess was on the money. Because it wouldn't really make sense for Lancelot to ask us out here. Like, yeah, it didn't seem like she had much interest in us outside of... I mean, I'm sure she probably has some interest, but like... I don't think she'd be overly overt in interacting with us. And like I said, it could have been Tristan, but I felt like Barghest, given what she heard from Morgan's mouth, probably had the highest likelihood of wanting to talk to us.
I'm impressed you accepted an invitation from the enemy. Not that I ever doubted you would.
That dress looks good on you. Of course it does. I'm a lord. I'm not so barbaric as to wear armor to a ball. Oh, okay.
Good evening, Barghest.
We haven't seen you since that night in the Welsh forest.
We also have no idea what kind of disciplinary measures you had to face afterwards. If you have something you want to say to us, why don't you start with that? What is it, Barghest? Is this for Ritsuka's ears only or something?
No, not exactly.
It's not that, Da Vinci. You just captivate her. Come on, Barghest, spit it out already.
We don't have all night here.
I know.
Okay.
I'm a busy woman myself, so I'll keep this brief. Da Vinci, was it? I'm currently confined to my territory, and I've been relieved of my duty to protect Britain. Consequently, I have no reason to raise a hand to the Child of Prophecy now. I wasn't even planning to attend this ball at all, until I realized I might see you all here.
Okay.
So I swallowed my pride and came here to speak with you. Does that answer your question? Sure does. I know you don't mean us any harm right now, but I had to be sure you understand. Pay it no heed. You're the Foreign Mage's advisor. I understand you had to ask. Now here's my question for you. I'd like you to tell me whatever you can about the outside world, about proper human history. High Queen Morgan's given me a broad overview, but I still know nothing of its history, or what things are truly like there. There. I would like to know if you're actually merciless
Arbitrators, barbaric invaders,
or well-meaning visitors who truly wish to know our history.
Well... I mean, it's true that this place will disappear when Morgan's gone. So...
But in that case, fairies could live, technically. But we also aren't sure what kind of drastic effects that could have, like maybe causing the collapse, so... Yeah.
And there you go. That's all I can tell you in the limited time we have. Our battles in the Lost Belts have been to reclaim our history and our future. This place isn't our target now, but still a Lost Belt that will eventually need to be pruned. But that doesn't mean we have any issue with this Lost Belt's inhabitants, or that we want to erase its history. Even though this may be a zero-sum game where only a Lost Belt or proper human history can ultimately survive. That's an issue between worlds, not residents.
Is that how you feel too, Ritsuka? I guess, yeah. I see. You truly are a young lady of integrity, aren't you? In that case, let me now ask you this. Do fairies exist in proper human history as well?
Yep, life isn't exactly easy for them, but we do still have fairies in Britain's woods. There are also fairies in Ireland, the Isle of Skye, and France just across the channel.
Ireland, Skye, France? I see.
Alright, setting those questions aside for later.
What about calamities and moors? Do those exist too?
Nope, don't have anything like those there. What a peaceful world yours must be. Yeah, peaceful, yeah. Right.
I envy the fairies who inhabit it. Okay, then let's say strictly, hypothetically. What if we were to... No, never mind. That'd be asking far too much. I've learned what I wish to know.
My apology. If you were asking if you could come to proper human history, then risky, but yes.
My apologies for taking up your time.
Yes, bar guest, you could move to proper human history. How did you know? I didn't think that would even occur to you. Oh, please, it wasn't hard to figure out.
And I have no doubt Ritsuka feels the same after talking to you. Bargus, you've always seemed more focused on protecting the fairies of Britain than the land itself. The whole reason you agreed to serve Morgan's because she was keeping Britain safe. But if she has no intention of protecting its people, you'd have to find another way to do so yourself. So it makes perfect sense that you would consider moving them to a more peaceful place, like proper human history.
But is such a thing even possible? The inhabitants of a Lost Belt can only survive inside their Lost Belt. And the fairies of Britain are doomed to be used and discarded as mere tools for High Queen Morgan.
True, that was the case with the other Lost Belts, but Britain's different. It really is possible for you and the other fairies to exist in proper human history, Barguest. It wouldn't exactly be easy, of course. There are a number of major hurdles that would need to be overcome first. But they're nothing that can't be resolved through peaceful discussion. And I'm sure we could manage that as long as we have kind-hearted fairies like you and Artoria leading the others.
Oh, I see.
Then it seems I need to make a decision as well. Da Vinci, Ritsuka. I'd like you to come to my domain, Manchester. I have a proposition I would like to discuss with you there. I understand if you still can't trust me. Just hearing what you had to say has been enlightening enough.
I trust you. Weirdly enough, I do. Maybe because I've seen how you act in your like Ascension dialogues in your summer form, and how weirdly moe you can be. But I trust you. I think you want to do what's best for your people. Unknown enemy, huh? Probably gonna be Tristan, if I had to imagine.
Sorry I'm late. It took me longer than I thought. Was that Bargus I just saw leaving? Looks like whatever she wanted must have been pretty serious. She didn't challenge you to a duel or something, did she?
Well, no.
I see. So she's thinking about emigrating to proper human history. There's something I hadn't considered. But that's just the kind of big, bold thinking I'd expect from her. Definitely an idea worth pursuing.
That probably sounds incredibly sus. So other Lost Vale inhabitants couldn't come to proper human history, but you fairies can 100% come. True. Yeah, we didn't explain that this place is turned into its own proper history, did we? Seeing as how she was still calling it the Lost Belt. If we're gonna, like, actually convince her, I assume we'll have to tell her that part too, I would think, right?
I wish you could have been here for that discussion. So, would you tell her? That was as far as we got. It's too dangerous a topic to discuss here. So she asked us to come to Manchester to talk it over. What do you think, Oberon? Manchester, huh? I'm not sure I like the sound of that. The rule of Bogus domain is survival of the fittest. A very literal dog-eat-dog world, where the weak are just meat for the strong. I'm not talking natural laws here either. This is something everyone there truly believes. In Manchester, the weak offer themselves up to the strong, and the strong think nothing of exploiting the weak. The very idea of fighting for their lives never even crosses their mind. Gloucester's fey domain is designed to let the weak and strong coexist on equal footing. But Manchester's is all about letting the strong do whatever they like, the weak be damned. Still, if you're absolutely positive that Bargus won't try to attack you there, then I suppose you could pay her a visit. Aggie didn't seem like she meant us any harm, but she's also definitely a carnivore. So if she did decide to eat us, there wouldn't be anything we could do to stop her? Not really. You know the stories about the Black Dog Duchess, right? Bargus has taken a number of lovers over the years, but none of her relationships have lasted very long. They say she'll marry her then boyfriend and bring him back to her mansion,
and by the next day, she'll have eaten him whole. Doesn't sound too bad. I mean, what?
The only creatures in all of Britain who eat fairies are the black dogs, and Bargast. She may struggle against her nature trying to be civilized, but those instincts always win out eventually. There's a reason she's so widely feared. I really can't endorse this plan. So that's why she's called the Black Dog Duchess. Come to think of it, Mike said something about her too. Gawain of many loves, Gawain the glutton, always hungry, never satisfied. She'll take a lover one day and eat them up the next.
She seemed pretty sincere to me, but I guess that could just be part of her nature as a fairy.
Let's forget about Bargus for now. We still have an objective here, and we should focus. The bell tower is right next to this hall. In fact, we can sneak in there from this terrace. I think it'd be best if we handle that now before the ball ends. Are you ready, Otoria? Yeah, okay. After everything else that's happened, I'm not even nervous anymore. Come on, Ritsuka, let's go ring that third bell.
Really, ringing the bell when there's 3 Tamlins? I mean, I guess they can't exactly attack us here. So, I mean, it's not that dangerous, but I don't know.
Emigrating, huh? What a clever idea you've had, Bargast.
You got a problem with that, Oberon?
And just after you burned down the Welsh forest, too.
Yeah, I guess he's still holding a grudge. Understandable, really. You know, I can't really blame him. Bell tower, 3rd floor. Looks like that Merlin Magecraft finally came in handy. Yeah. Nice work with that lock, Otoria. You did a hell of a job like a modern-day Nezumi Koza or Jiraiya.
I don't know who those proper human history fairies are, but something about their names tells me that wasn't a compliment. Now that you mention it, there are lots of fairies who love to play pranks, but I've never heard of one who likes to steal money. Of course you haven't. Ordinarily, fairies would never have any need for money. It's only because Morgan created currency that fairy society started building banks to keep their property safe, and why lockpicking was developed in the first place. It's not easy to open human-made safes with fairy sacraments alone. So now we have lockpicking. Merlin said something to that effect too. Something about these skills being useful on a journey like mine.
Come to think of it, I never did ask her about Merlin.
Artoria. Artoria. You said Merlin taught you magecraft, right? Did he live in Tintigale too?
Actually, I've never seen him in person.
I only heard his voice whenever I was by myself.
He said he'd been imprisoned by a scary queen, but that he could still teach me magecraft if I didn't mind distance learning.
So that's how I learned the basics of magecraft. Everything else I basically came up with on my own.
I see. That sounds a lot like what happened with proper human histories, Artoria.
By day, her adoptive father taught her the ways of knighthood, and when she was asleep, Merlin taught her what she would need to know to be king. Yep. That part is more or less the same here in Fairy Britain, too. Hang on. Are you all hearing that chatter, too?
That fairyum you saw below is child's play.
A fancy illusion, nothing more.
This was a trap, wasn't it?
But this is Gloucester, the city of trends, brands, and joy. It needs more than a party to liven things up. It needs excitement, stakes, pathos, drama. Which is why I've prepared a once-in-a-lifetime show for all of you to enjoy. This audition will decide the true queen. The winner of this battle will chart Fairy Britain's very future. Now get ready to howl with laughter and gasp in envy, because it's time for the main event.
Rematch versus Tristan. Wow! Where'd all those masked fairies come from?
I knew it. I knew you were up to something like this, Marion. Allow me to introduce the contenders once again. Up on the stage now, we have one of the
hottest couples in all the land.
Tamlin and Tristan, Her Majesty's beloved daughter, and Lord Beryl Gut, Her Majesty's fiancé. Their opponent is the wind of change sweeping across Britain itself, Einsel's prophesied savior. Artoria, the child of prophecy, and Lady Ritsuka, the foreign mage. It will be here on this stage that Tristan and Artoria's fated showdown began. And I'm also told that Lord Beryl and Lady Ritsuka have an even deeper connection. Can you think of a better matchup? I certainly can't. Now come to the stage. Whatever I may think, Gloucester's Belle will not reject one capable of defeating Tamlin Tristan.
I guess we have to, huh? This is amazing. Trust Lady Marion to give us what we didn't even know we wanted.
Lady Tristan means business this time. That's a traditional combat fairy outfit if I've ever seen one, and I have. Oh my gosh, no matter how many times I see Beryl Gut, there's just something
indescribably wonderful about him. Apparently you don't know him like we do. Okay. Just look at his limber stature, his strong, muscular limbs. He looks like an expert dancer. The Child of Prophecy must be quite the looker too, seeing how she defeated Lord Woodwose. I can't wait to see what the savior of Britain looks like. Don't listen to them, Artoria. She's trying to sneak away. No, get back here. It's too late. She's trying to sneak away already.
Get back here, Artoria.
There's no getting out of this now. No, let me go. I can't do this. No, seriously, I can't.
Just kick her to the stage. It won't matter when she's up there.
Oberon! What do we do, Muramasa? Marion, a stage like this has got to have a dressing room, right? Where's it at?
No, if it isn't Muramasa. I'm glad to see you're still alive and well. Yes, there's a dressing room behind the stage. What's this about?
Great, give us a minute. Hey, Ritsuka, come here a second.
Gonna get gussied up?
Oh man, where'd they go? Are they seriously not gonna fight after we went to all this trouble?
Of course not. Nobody in their right mind would ever fight me.
Didn't we beat your ass already?
This isn't like the last time. There's no rule against magecraft. I'm wearing a much more glamorous outfit, and I've got you here with me. It's a shame I won't be able to cut that cheeky tongue of hers out, but I can live with watching her run off with her tail between her legs. In fact, I actually feel sorry for her. I mean, can you imagine anything more hilarious than a pathetic low-class fairy being paraded around as a child of prophecy of all things? You couldn't find anyone more miserable in all of Britain.
Oh yeah? Bitch? We'll just see about that. Huh? Huh? Yep, spitting image of a certain, certain savior, huh? And she's still embarrassed. No, Artoria, smile!
Right, okay. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Well, you said you're a bit, Tristan. But what's with that
Totally obscene outfit.
I'm Artoria, the child of prophecy. And on my honor as a caster, I'm going to ring the bell of pilgrimage whether you like it or not.
Try to get in my way and I'll cut you and those tastefully expensive heels down to size.
Huh. Kitty's got claws. Still, I didn't think you'd know a decent high heel if it stepped on you.
But all this big talk is gonna make losing much more embarrassing.
I feel sorry for you, sure. But that doesn't mean I'm going to spare you. Huh? Wait, you actually think you're stronger than me?
Oh, now I actually feel kind of bad. Ooh, that wasn't even shit talk. That was just straight up facts.
I really do have nothing but pity for you, you know. You've had plenty of practice running home and crying to mommy, right?
I mean, I would think so, since this will be your second crack at it.
No, it won't. You're the one who's gonna be crying after I tear you apart.
Ouch. Tristan can't hold a candle to her trash talk, huh? Guess it's hard to compete with someone who's used to bottling up her frustrations. Anyway, I would have liked to chat with you a little more, Ritsuka. But since this is a 2-on-2 battle, well, it was never gonna go any other way, right? Personally, this is my very first time fighting a master, and I'm going up against a seasoned veteran who's defied death more times than I can count. So I plan on treating this as a learning experience. Let's enjoy killing each other, shall we, Kohai?
Don't call me that. It's not wrong, but you ain't earned the right.
You son bitch. You backstabbing little son bastard.
I doubt he's gonna whip out his wood woes. Yeah, he's acting as a master right now.
いいね。モルガンの娘同士、マスター同士の戦いってわけだ。楽しもうぜ、後輩。
浴びるようにね。
You'll die by being skinny?
援護
What?
は必要かい？レディースピネル。
Oh, what a creep. I don't like how you said that.
平戦行きます。
Honestly, may as well just use this now, right?
白兵戦行きます。
And then do
やりま
this.
すもちろん。
I think his command spell. Yeah, no, his
あれがい
command
つか
spells are
見た終
cool.
わりの星。多くの言葉、わずかなきらめき。どれほど遠く
They almost look like a.
私は星を探すのです。
I have to look at it again, but they kind of look like a, almost like a lion's mane,
ア
almost.
ラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。先手の杖、光を。
It.
ブーター。
Okay.
痛い。
I think it bugged out.
もちろん負けないぞ。
And we'll just spam
それはいつか来る
around
兆しの
Caliburn, I
星。
guess.
誰に呼ばれるまでもなく あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカ
There
リ
we
バー
go. Worked that time.
ここでまっすぐ。なんだ覚悟しろ。残酷最悪ぐちゃぐちゃにどう
Yeah, around Caliburn
も
again.
ちろんやります。
She's gonna spam.
それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。
Nice.
なんだ覚悟しろ。わがまま気まぐれ。
Yeah, unfortunately for you,
残酷よね。
yeah, sure hit doesn't get through enforcement defense, right? Yeah, okay. I was pretty sure it didn't.
もうやだ。
But
ほら痛い。今のうちに準備を。
乗ってきた乗ってきた。受け取ってくれよ。俺からのおひねりだ。
that's cheating. Hmm.
望まやります。もちろん。
Do this one more time.
それはいつか
Let
来
me
る
use a
兆しの
command
星。
spell to heal her next
誰に
turn.
呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。ここまでやればぐちゃぐちゃに。ほら
Ow. Alright. Fully restore one servant's HP. And then do this.
そこ動かない。ここでまっすぐ。先手の杖光を浴びるように。
No enforcement defense this turn, but that's fine.
最高。
Okay.
何のために。もちろん。
We'll just keep up the same strategy we've been using.
それはいつか来る兆しの星。
Reminds me of a video I saw years ago of Chang Me and character standing like way off to the right off screen.
アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。ここまでやれば。ほら
Yeah, it's not often, but when a bug does happen, it's always like, what? There was one instance where it was. I don't remember when it was, but
今のうちに準備を。白兵戦行きます。
I think it was at the end of Act 1, like after when at the end of Solomon, where there was like a screen that popped up at the end that you had to that asked you to confirm or something like that, and it.
望まれることを望まれたように。
Actually, let me give myself. Oh wait, right. Shit, she doesn't give charge. Only Berserker Toria does that. Poop. Hang on. Okay, let me stun you. Hang on. And I'll actually save that. Actually.
もちろん。ここでまっすぐ。立ちはだかるなら。先手の杖光を。
These are early. Assume this is a classic piece. It's called Dance Black from a New Waltz in FGO's OST. My New Waltz is a piece by Chopin. This game FGO's version seems slowed down. Okay. Yeah, I knew I'd heard it before.
望まれる子もちろん。負けないぞ。
Actually, you know, I said that ballroom reminded me of Beast Castle. I'm pretty sure that's played in
誰に呼ばれるまでもなく
Beast
あな
Castle
たの
and
星
Cage
を
too.
かざすでしょう。
Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm pretty sure it does. I think that's why I was getting such major deja vu.
まっすぐ。だ覚悟しろ。
Alright.
望まれるやります。負けないぞ。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。
Speaking bugs, a few days ago, the game's auto-step feature only can put a servant restricted slot when only able to embase the servant and switch fast or remove the servant.
戦いですか。
Silly game. Yeah, because the auto setup feature is fairly new, right? I guess they just didn't catch that in playtesting.
もうやります。
Like not new. I think it's like almost a year old now, but
光を。今回はうまくいきました。
new-ish compared to release, I guess. Or maybe it's been around longer than I thought. I've only seen it cropping up every now and then for like 8 months or something. Alright, the bell rang. Artoria won. Oh?
No, it's leaving me. Wait, come back. Mother's going to be furious with me again. She's going to ask me why I'm like this, why I'm always like this.
The Tamlin lost. After Bargus, that makes 2. Fantastic. I knew Ansel's prophecy was right. From here on, a child of prophecy is the one to invest in. All that aside, where have I seen this Tristan before? Where have I seen Tristan before? Oh, I remember now. I know exactly who she is. I saw her 100 years ago back in Lord Grimalkin's mansion. Her real name is Bavanshi. She was a servant in Darlington and a vampire.
Damn, outed by random... outed by just random-ass fairies in attendance.
A vampire? What in the world was the High Queen thinking? I can't imagine anything more disgusting than living on human blood.
No wonder she stinks like a sewer.
I can only wonder how many humans she sold her body to.
Oh, rude.
The resurrection 100 years ago. Remember how Darlington was overrun with corpses? She and Morgan must have been responsible for Darlington's destruction and Lord Grimalkin becoming a night call. No wonder that damn vampire is the only one who made it out of that place alive.
No. I've got it all wrong. I just... Stop it. Stop it. Don't badmouth Mother. Mother always knows best. So what if I suck blood from dead bodies? So what if I'm undead? Darlington wasn't my fault.
Oh. Some trauma there, it seems.
She's running away. Bavan, she's running away. I knew the queen wasn't thinking straight. Why else would she choose a low-class fairy like that as her successor?
Now I feel a little bad. Yeah, kinda. We just... well, I mean, it wasn't really us. It's not our fault if someone in the audience figured out her true name, but... Still do feel a little bad.
So she was lying about everything, huh? I guess it's no surprise.
Well, shit, you really handed me my ass. You're as good as I've heard, Ritsuka. Pretty sure there's no way I'll ever beat you in a master battle anymore. So what are you gonna do now? You gonna have your lady friend there kill me, or are you gonna settle this yourself? As you can see, I'm totally unarmed now, and I don't have bow and sheep to protect me anymore. Seems to me you're not gonna get a better chance than this to off me, am I right?
Ritsuka.
He must have something else up his sleeve. Yeah. Gotcha, too bad. I really thought I could end this here. Looks like you've got an even better nose for danger than Caddick. Now I'm really impressed. Well, time to show myself out. Besides, I don't see the point in playing with you anymore while Mash is still missing. So long, saviors. See you in Camelot someday. Yeah, see ya. Just a reminder, the thing Darlington 100 years ago was the last calamity, yeah. Low resolution, true name reveal. But yeah, it's that's unfortunate for Bavanshi. Cause yeah, now all this farce did really was now make even more people want to side with the Child of Prophecy and go against Morgan, right? So Tristan's well, Bavanshi, all she's done is mess things up for her mother so far. Like, has she done anything since we've gotten here that's improved Morgan's situation at all? Not really, right?
Great work out there, everyone. I'm so glad you enjoyed yourselves.
That's so. Pretty sure you were the only one here enjoying yourself. Your dumbass show made me pull out all the tricks I've been saving, and way earlier than I would have liked.
Oh? What tricks? Did you join a fight? Did you join a fight while I wasn't looking?
No, shut up. Damn it! So much for saving it for Camelot.
By the way, Ritsuka, I really have to thank you for this lovely outfit.
I had no idea you'd been working on it in secret all this time. Were you just too shy to say something sooner? You considerate little Dickens you. Well, actually... Look, that screams not one word. I think it looks great on you too. Muramasa, you little guy. You silly little guy.
Thank you. I feel so dashing and gallant in this. Dashing and gallant. When I think about people seeing me like that, it's enough to even make a timid thing like me want to give it my all. It seems you're all working together much better now than you were the last time you came here. Oh, someone a little upset about being the odd fairy out? Not anymore, no. It's not like you to be so acerbic, Oberon. Are you feeling left out too or something? Just a little, if I'm being honest. No fair making an outfit like that behind my back. Man, I was really hoping to put Artoria's official Child of Prophecy debut off until later.
Well, too bad.
When we could really do it up in style at Elendinium. Now, don't be like that. I'd say this debut worked out just as well as we could have hoped. You saw all those upper-class fairies in the auction house too, right? They all saw Artoria beat Tristan fair and square, and in a manner befitting it to the Child of Prophecy. So it won't be long before they've told all of Britain as well. Plus, we also got to ring a third bell while we were at it. So does this mean the Wing Clan officially recognizes the Child of Prophecy, Marion? Of course. Now that the bell's recognized her, I have nothing more to say. That being said, Gloucester is still going to remain neutral. This was Tristan's show. I didn't decide to offer you the bell myself. As such, I haven't technically defied the Queen. While we're at it, let's get one thing straight. I have no plans to help the Round Table Army. Fairies and humans may both be equal in Gloucester, since we value brands and trends more than anything. But in general, I still hate humans, and the Round Table Army is no exception. So please don't expect me to help them in any way, shape, or form unless they have an exceptionally good business deal for me.
Now I see. So if we can work out a deal, you'll have no problem coming over to our side, huh?
Oh, for...
Would you knock it off with the can't we all just get along nonsense?
Ugh, your block-headed idealism just really pisses me off.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind, just forget it. Anyway, I really am busy right now. You guys want to wage war? Knock yourselves out. Me, I have books to get back to. And all the old Fair era documents I found in the records I just brought from Camelot, aren't going to read themselves. You all showed Bavanshi who's boss and rang the bell like you wanted, right? So if there's nothing else you want from me, would you just get lost already?
Sure. Can I ask where Kayansky is right now?
No, Lady Fox. She's... out on business at the moment. Apparently, she finally found something she was looking for.
Uh-huh.
I would wish her good luck with her work, but I know she doesn't need anything of the sort.
Right.
I mean, not really a lie, technically. She is out retrieving something. So, just, you know, omitted exactly what she's looking for.
Thanks for waiting, you two. We made it back from the ball in one piece.
Huh. Whoa, I don't know much about fashion, so I don't have the words to describe it well, but... you look awesome, Artoria. Your battle dress was good, but this is great.
You think so? You know, maybe it does. That reminds me, your new armor looks really cool too, Gareth.
Albatross, like... She looks just like... Just like... Hepcat?
Huh? Me? I'm fine. Nah, I'm just a little taken aback by Artoria's new outfit. I'll be damned. I guess fairies from paradise really do all have the same taste in clothes. I'm glad to see you and Gareth are no worse for wear either, Habitrot. Okay, let's get out of let's get out of Gloucester then. We don't want to keep Percival waiting too long. Oh, don't worry, I already bought a souvenir for Reg Rabbit. He's much more innocent than he looks, so I know he'd be disappointed if we didn't bring something back for him.
It's real considerate of you, Oberon. Now, if only a certain someone I could name would start following your example.
Speaking of souvenirs, we got some the last time we left Gloucester too, didn't we? I wonder how those fairies are doing now. Want to go say hi before we leave Artoria?
They'll actually believe you if you introduce yourself as a child of prophecy now.
Huh? You mean those fairies from last time?
No, not today. It's a little too late for a surprise visit now. We can thank them the next time we're in town. Right, Artoria? You can see them anytime you come back here, can't you?
Alright. Besides, I don't have anything to give them now anyway. Next time I'll make sure I have lots of thank you gifts before I pay them a visit.
Got it. Then let's get going. Time is money and we still have to discuss the next move. There's something I should double check with Oberon. And yeah, I know it was unskippable. That's why I chose that one.
Oh? How come you're hanging back, Ritsuka?
Did you forget something? Oh, did you want to pick up some of the good tea while you're here? Actually, I wanted to ask you something.
Sure, what is it?
Where were you the night before the battle at Londinium?
I think Beryl may have been more right about you than even he realized. You really do have almost a sixth sense for danger. Or maybe your life has forced you to develop one. Well, there's no point keeping it secret, especially since it looks like you've already figured it out. So I'll be straight with you.
Please.
That night I was here in Gloucester, negotiating a deal that would help us defeat Woodwoes.
Ah, okay. That's why Koyanskia said, with the information Lord Oberon gave us, or gave me. I can find, okay. And why she cut off the Queen's Ring, okay. Everything's all tied together now. I see. I mean, I had a thought that maybe that was what he was doing. Because again, it's weird that Koyanskia would just randomly mention him. I was like, because when it happened yesterday, I was like, when did he talk to her? And I was like, okay.
I was here in Gloucester, negotiating a deal that would help us defeat Woodwoes. It wasn't with Murian either. It was with Koyanskia, one of your enemies. Oh, I can tell she's a horrible monster. Probably at least as much of an obstacle to you as Morgan. But even poison can be useful depending on how you use it. Poison is still poison. Exactly. That's why I took steps to ensure it'd be used against our enemy, Woodwoes, rather than against us. Morgan was absolutely going to send reinforcements to help him, no question about it. Woodwoes is one of her most valued soldiers, after all. And once her reinforcements arrived, Londinium would have fallen. Percival is a great knight, sure. But he has a bad habit of assuming every other soldier can fight just as well as him. He loves the Round Table Army so much that he can't help but overestimate their abilities. Don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. It may be one of Percival's weaknesses, but as commander of the Round Table Army, it's inarguably a strength. Which is why I had no choice but to employ an underhanded trick. Woodwoes was fully aware of how many soldiers the Round Table Army had, and what tactic they were going to use. He could have easily handled whatever the Round Table Army alone threw at him. So I chose to deploy something he could never see coming. A foreign poison known as Koyanskia, which never previously existed in Britain. I knew where she could find something she was looking for. So I used that as leverage to convince her to stall the Queen's reinforcements for us. But she did much more than that. Much more than I ever expected.
Yeah, she took them all out. She ate them. She somehow made every single soldier disappear without a trace. Right. If she took on her immature beast form.
It was a cowardly move, I know, and believe me, I'm not proud of it. But if that's what I have to do to advance our cause, I won't think twice. When this is over, I'd like you to decide my punishment. That's why you took the time to ask me about this, right? You could have said nothing, but you're my friend, and friends don't let friends do that kind of thing.
I mean, it ultimately worked out, so I don't think you need punishment. I would think Ritsuka would feel the same way as well. Like, yeah, I mean, heck, we don't even owe her anything. Because it was an exchange, you gave her information, and... I think it's fine. I think it's... Yeah, it's fine, Obi. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
In 19th century Japan, around the end of the Edo period.
This doesn't look like Japan. This is London.
The Satsuma domain sent a number of promising young men overseas. Oh. So that they could one day help Japan prepare for the age to come. Their ultimate destination was London, the capital of the British Empire, and the city leading the charge into the modern era. This man was not chosen for the exchange program. He had been born to a poor samurai family. He had no property and no social standing to merit his inclusion in history. While he may not have been chosen as one of the students, he was able to stow away on the boat carrying them, disguised as one of its crew. At this point, he no longer remembers why he left his homeland. Maybe he didn't want to be there for the end of an era. Maybe he was simply fed up with its culture. Or maybe he just wanted to see what life was like in another country. Either way, he no longer remembers. Still, there was one thing he loved more than his country, his family, his friends, or even people in general. Art. The only memory from that time he still barely retains is the premonition he felt upon arriving at the harbor. His eyes sparkled at the new world that lay before him. Compared to the stagnant hometown he had left behind, it may as well have been another planet. The man slipped away from his work at the ship and began exploring this new city with only a map as his guide. It was like a dream come true. He wished he could stay longer. But he was cunning and knew the reality of his situation. He knew that dreams inevitably end, and timetables need to be followed. As long as he returned to the harbor by sunrise, he would still be punished, but at least he would have a way home. So after checking the time, confirming he still had plenty of it, he snuck into a third noble's mansion. The mansion is question... The mansion... Alright. Take 3. The mansion in question was home to many beautiful works of art. But there was one picture in particular which was so eerie and disturbing that it took the man's breath away. Reluctantly, he slipped back out of the mansion and returned to the harbor where the exchange student's ship was docked right on time. Okay. It took him a full day to realize he had inadvertently wandered into an even stranger, more unfamiliar land. Are we seeing how Spriggan, Capless, whatever his name is, got here? This would be a really weird time to give him backstory. Somebody, anybody help, please! I just want to go back to Japan! From that point on, the man's life was filled with adventure. Soon afterwards, he was captured by fairies and made into a slave. As the fairies' captive, he endured countless hardships. When the fairies thought he had reached his expiration date of 30 years, they set him free. But since he was not originally bred and raised in Fairy Britain, he still had many years ahead of him. While the land of the Fae was far too harsh an environment for a man of 55 to endure, he had made sure to observe the fairies around him closely over his 30 years of slavery. He erased his old identity, hired fairy workers of his own, and founded a company. He had his fairies kill other fairies, dissect them, and study them. Oh! He then created a serum of perennial youth to slow the aging process. Its effects were nearly imperceptible, but it was better than nothing. He continued his efforts for the next 40 years, becoming a 90-something-year-old man who still looked like a young fairy. Even then, he made it a point to only deceive the Earth Clan. The Earth Clan fairies were narrow-minded and obstinate, but they also value technology and were willing to trust someone based on the quality of their goods, rather than their personality. They were completely lacking in business acumen. And so the man became the Earth Clan leader's secretary, and found he got along with the leader better than any other fairy. There was even something of a friendship between the two. The Earth Clan's leader genuinely cared for the man, and together they started their own company. And so Spriggan and Capless, Fairy Britain's very first general department store, was born. Sometime later, the man murdered the Earth Clan's leader in cold blood. He needed his name to develop Norwick further in service of his goals. Bit fucked up. There's no one left in Fairy Britain who knows the man's original name. I doubt proper human history is any different. Yeah, no, seeing as how you've been gone probably almost 100 years now. I swear I don't know when I'm going to get a decent night's rest again. Really random ass time for them to give him backstory. Orders have been pouring in non-stop ever since yesterday. Camelot, Londinium, Edinburgh. Our iron weapons are selling as fast as we can make them. And then there's the remnants of Woodward's army, and Gloucester's bill of pilgrimage. Fairies calling for Morgan's downfall have been popping up in villages all throughout the land, not just in the major cities. Ah, good grief! I can only imagine how the Queen must feel, seeing her 2,000 years of rule come to this. Queen Morgan may be a great ruler, but the masses still have no idea just how great her accomplishments are. Only a scant handful of them could even begin to comprehend the sheer scale of her strategy. It's a lot like how those who live in cities only see their own homes, and completely miss the fact that the city wouldn't exist at all, if not for the ground it's built on. Well, this is a surprise. It almost sounds like you want Morgan to keep ruling. Not at all. I'm simply stating facts. Personally, I agree with the world at large. It's time Her Majesty stepped down. I'm not even saying she's at fault. She's simply been in power for far too long. The Queen has made an excellent country, but her values are simply too old-fashioned. I can hardly blame her, seeing as she's over 2,000 years old. Countless generations of her subjects have come and gone, and in that time, their values have changed. If the Queen continues her policy of being at one with nature, while tightly controlling the human population, this island will never grow beyond its current tiny size. There are few things more frightening than the harm perpetrated by an out-of-touch gerontocracy. Old parts are meant to be changed out, not left running forever. Of course, I have no intention of becoming king myself. Even in the world of proper human history I came from, Britain was ruled by a queen. So I believe Fairy Britain is also best ruled by a queen. Wouldn't you agree? Then who'd you have in mind for the next one? Ideally, I'd prefer a bright and cheery fairy who genuinely loves her people. One of surpassing beauty, but who is more wicked still, and preferably ignorant of her own foolishness. Oddly specific? Now that would be a queen worth supporting. If I never serve another overly intelligent ruler in my life, it will still be too soon. Okay, so that's why you chose her. True, she does seem like she'd be a good fit for you. But the chances of that coming to pass are negligible. She has no hope of defeating Morgan, much less assuming the throne. Right you are. As far as I know, there's only one person out there capable of defeating her. I assume they're talking about he was maybe supporting Nocnaria? And as luck would have it, my soldiers keeping an eye on the battlefield just happened to find them. All I have to do now is decide when to send them in. I must say I'm glad we're in Britain. No one else here is familiar with the idea of using a piece captured from the enemy for your own ends. You're not born with a trump card. You gain them as spoils of battle. That said, I haven't exactly had many opponents to play with over these last 100 years. Yeah, I really don't like this guy. I never have, but... that just kind of solidifies it. They let me escape. They let me escape. They took pity on me, the High Queen's daughter. Beryl was there helping me. I wasn't holding anything back. So why? Why? I don't know. Why couldn't I win? Me, the High Queen's own daughter. Ah, wow. Crybaby. You get out of your system? Mother doesn't need any daughters but me. There doesn't need to be any other mage than me. If only I had some magecraft that was just mine. Something special, fit for the Queen's High Daughter. Oh? What was I thinking? I haven't lost it all. All I have to do is bring the garden from Mother's throne. That's, you know, taking something from your mother without permission sounds like a less than good idea. Sounds like a really, really bad idea, actually. One that may or may not end well for you. But you know what do I know? You know what do I know?
昨今
Maybe she'd forgive you for it. Who knows?
新生ダヴィンチちゃんの素敵な工房にようこそ。
Okay, well.
土曜牛の日。
I think we'll stop LB6 there. And tomorrow we'll get into Manchester. But before I end, I'm going to... I don't usually do this, but... Salieri is really close to bond up. So I think I'm gonna get him to bond up to get the one Saint Court, and then I'll do a single poll. And I may as well do that while I'm already still live. And we might want to talk about everything that just happened in the meantime. Where is... And actually, you know what? I may as well use a bond up craft essence. That's fine. Alright. But yeah, I was a little disappointed in how we ended up going about fighting Babanshi, Tristan. I thought not disappointed. That was the wrong word. I was surprised that's how we ended up going about fighting and beating her. I thought we'd have to, given her personality, I thought she would be the one we'd have to actually, like, fight to the death. Almost, right? Like, that was my assumption, is we'd have to fight her to the death. But... I guess they want drama. Which, you know, I'm not... Again, take me by surprise, but I'm not actually... angry at that turn. I actually like that they're keeping her around to maybe act as more of a antagonist. And when she said take the garden from Mother's throne, she doesn't literally mean like... Because, okay, so we know from when she woke up Portune that she has like a chessboard, right? That she keeps some of the older people like useful, like pawns, so to speak. I wonder if the Garden of Avalon where Merlin's being kept is on that board as well. So maybe she's trying to utilize, like, maybe try and use Merlin's magical energy to, as like a generator or of some sort. Or maybe try and convince Merlin to teach her magecraft, but I doubt probably not that one, because he wouldn't. If we're being realistic. At least I would hope he wouldn't. I can't imagine he would, but never. No. And yeah, as for Oberon telling
Koyansuke where to find dragon remains. I said before that wasn't a huge deal, but actually after thinking about it for like 2 seconds, it's like, well, if her whole thing is being like she's the beast of taming, if she can somehow resurrect that dragon and tame it, like full dragon, not just a dragonkin like we deal with in other places, but full on dragon, it might be a little bit of a problem. On second consideration, it might be a less than ideal circumstance. Damn. Alright, we'll just do this. But yeah. And it does get, like saying Gogeta, it does give us a chance to learn a bit more about why, like what happened in Darlington exactly, and why Morgan decided to take her in. Maybe because she's unique. Because I assume vampire fairies are probably extinct in Fairy Britain. Because like people seem to know about them, but this is like the only time one's been mentioned. So I assume she's probably the last of her kind, right? Probably because there was, if I had to guess, some sort of eradication campaign. To get rid of them. That would seem like something that would be done in Fairy Britain. Actually, wait, no, hang on, close. I want to move Salieri to the front. So we get some more bond. This might actually take a few. This is going to take like 3 more runs for him to get fully bonded up. But Bell originally promised to lead to Albion. Seems like he didn't deliver much if she had to get info from Oberon. Yeah, Beryl was probably trying to hold it over her so he could call in a favor, I would imagine. But it backfired when he, when someone else had the information. Hang on. But, you know, how is he supposed to know that Oberon would come along and be like, hey, I know exactly what you want to know, girl? Kind of hard to predict that, I suppose. But hey, any misplay by Beryl is a good thing for us, unless he never even knew where Albion was. And just, but he only knew that Albion was in Fairy Britain somewhere, or his body anyway. $81? Yeah, sure, we'll do this. Which
今こそお前たちのもとへと来たる真剣草薙の太刀
Does kind of make you wonder, right? Like, you think, like, clearly Albion's body isn't just out in the open, right? Because otherwise it'd be a well-known thing.
嵐イカズチそうさな
そっか
So where did Oberon even go to find it or find the information about where it
おそば
is?
ゆい
That's also a little bit questionable. Is clearly it must be a well-hidden
そう
thing, you'd think.
はあシュート
So how did Oberon come across the information? It seems mildly suspicious.
白兵戦行きます
Mildly.
ほ宝具よもちろんよしですね
I feel like there's more going on with Oberon than just the Kugansugia
グズの
stuff.
像は
He's
幾
been
度羽は汚れても
he's kind of been sus the entire time,
そ
honestly.
の希望は消えはしないホープウィル・キャメロット
Well, not the entire time,
あシュートえい
but for the last few sections, he's definitely seemed sus. Maybe it was purely just a Kugansugia thing, but I don't think so. I think there's more he ain't saying. And I don't
楽しい時間
trust it.
はここまでだ やる
You travel around Britain this time for him. Sure, kind of has been more cards he's played. Yeah.
ロンゴミニアドからエクスカリバーに
I
変
mean,
装
we did like at the very beginning of this Lost Belt, right?
最
He
新よ
did say when we were like passed out about
許
being
したまえ
taken into the Nameless Woods by the Cornwall people, or taken further into,
グローアップ
that he was putting all his faith in us, right? I don't remember if that was the exact wording, but I would like to think he isn't sus, but like
さな
I don't know. It's
決めちゃおうか
he's been acting
ありが
real
とうござい
odd,
ます皆さんのお
so
かげです
I find it hard to like fully trust him. But I'm sure my bad feeling about him probably won't come true. I'm probably just being paranoid. That's probably all it is. But yeah, I'm glad. I mean, it was kind of a
では
trap,
マジ
but also not
悪
really.
いとこカットしようか
I'm glad we weren't like ambushed outside of Gloucester with like a whole battalion of troops at least. You know, because I imagine Murian, if she wanted to, could break her own Fey domain that evens things out and could have had us jumped if she really wanted to.
辰巳
So I'm glad that's not what came to pass. It was still a little bit of a trap with like Tristan and whatnot, but you know, could have been significantly worse.
やる突撃ですどうだ大きく華やかに
Now I kind of talked about everything. No, I don't know what to talk about during this bit of grinding now.
開いた開いた
I guess maybe it is kind of intriguing how
Melu and Aurora seem to have the wool pulled over Morgan's eyes. Like, Morgan doesn't seem so foolish that you'd think they'd actually be able to pull off this farce of theirs, but it's seemingly working out for them. I just don't know how. Because you think Morgan would have some way of, like, understanding intent? I don't know. Maybe she's just that overconfident that someone she gave a gifted name to wouldn't betray her? Which, if that's the case, maybe she's more of a fool than we thought. But I really don't think so. Or maybe she does know and just doesn't care. I could see her being so confident that even Melu has no chance against her, that she was just like, yeah, I'll let you do what you want. Deal with you when you actually try and take me on yourself. I could honestly see that being the case. Actually, I don't even need this. This alone will do the job quite nicely. Let's just do this first. Yeah, this.
人知の及ばぬものが世にあるとここにて思え真剣草薙の太刀
Alright, bit of overkill on Noble Phantasm. But that's fine. I'm still waiting for the because the way Portune reacted when he got eaten by something, it didn't seem like it was a Moors. And if it was a Moors, why would the game hide it, right? That's odd. Because it didn't show what was attacking him. So I still feel like that's gonna come into play sometime soon. Yeah, I'm still expecting us when we get up to Orkney, because we have to go there eventually, right? I expect we'll probably end up summoning actual Gawain. Just like how we accidentally summoned Tristan. I feel like Gawain's gotta show up when we go to Orkney. At least I would kind of hope, but anyway. I mean, if not, it's whatever, but I feel like if they're gonna introduce that concept of, oh, property history servants can be summoned here if it's a place that has like strong ties to that servant, then
surely they wouldn't leave it at just Tristan being the only one that happens with. Like, obviously Lancelot can't happen. Well, I mean, it could. Like, yes, he was from France, but Lancelot was still, see, he still had he was given land in Britain, right? So even if it wasn't his birthplace, he could still show up there, maybe?
よーし出せ
Maybe?
突撃ですどうだやっちゃって開いた
And then I have no idea where,
やる
actually, that'd be it, right?
大きく華やかに
Because Percival and Gareth are fairies here, or, well, Percival's human, but he was a human born here. Gareth is a fairy here. See, I guess there would be no other Knights of the Round that could be summoned other than those three, right? I guess Mordred. I somehow forgot about Morty.
ちょっと休憩今のうちに準備を
But I don't think they would bring Mordred in here. But just for some reason, I get the feeling that wouldn't be
そっか
someone they would use for this. And they probably won't even use Gawain or Lancelot either.
その光はないとしても諦めず投げ出
I
さ
have
ず強がって歩き出
I really hope I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like that the whole accidental summoning things is gonna start and stop with Tristan. Again, I hope not, but
我が魔眼よ
どんな時も軽やかに
I have no real reason
生き
to
様ありました戦いですから
think it will happen either.
夏のよ
そうさな
よーし出すね物語を語りましょう旅立ちの誓いグゼの童話幾度羽は汚れても冬の鳥は雨を越えてその希望は消えはしないホープウィル・キャメロット童話ってこうだっけはあ
Ow. Okay, now I'm officially out of things to to bring up.
やる剣のマンチ大きく華やかにはあシュート不思議なことが起こるのでした
Oh yeah, for anyone who's been waiting on me starting Zero Escape 3,
よーし決めちゃおうか
I think
せっかくだ蘇らせ
I'm
て
gonna start that
もう一
around
戦
the 4th or
No.
5th of next month. So like almost 2 weeks or so from now. I've been wanting to get to it sooner, I just haven't, because you know, all the you know, anniversary, you know, Space Rescue Goal, CL, Do by BB upcoming. I've been wanting to get through LB6 and yeah, but I'm hoping around like the 4th or 5th we'll start Zero Escape 3. Zero Timed Dilemma.
大丈夫
Alright, this is the last run we have to do, and
普段通り
then
に
be able to get the Saint Court and move on. The Spring's timeline makes no sense unless he arrived in Fairy Britain some decades earlier than he left proper human history. Yeah, because he said he went to London at the turn of the century, right? So it would have been 1900. Because I doubt he's talking about the 2000 turn of the... That will definitely not. Not talking about the... Yeah. So...
空嵐いか神なる音
やだな
Yeah, given that we know there's a time difference.
行くじゃあ突撃ですどうだ
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense. Unless the time difference isn't as crazy. He said 19th century, didn't he?
よー
Did
し
he?
ですね
I remember him saying at the turn of the century.
剣のマーチ
I don't remember him saying 19th century exactly. Plus, London would have been,
そうさ
or maybe they were just using a London background they already had. That could make sense. That wasn't exactly representative of what they were going for.
剣のマーチくるっと命中開いた
I don't know, because if we're saying it was the turn of the 19th century, going into the 19th century, how common was envoys of like exchange students? Is it end of the Edo period, so 1880? Okay, so yeah, it would be. Okay, so maybe it wasn't exactly the turn of the century. I thought, for some reason, I remember the term turn of the century, so I thought it would have been like 1900, but maybe it was like before, like maybe it's the end of the century. I don't know.
そっか
そう
行く
かな
剣のマーチくるっと命中
切る
眠いなもう
But even then, even if him getting there was like 1880-ish, the time difference still doesn't make sense, right?
お任せ夢のように片付けよう
Because unless the time difference is a lot shorter than we thought it was,
よ
but
し出すね
then we wouldn't have 50-ish
突撃ですどうだ
days in Britain to do it, right?
おそばゆい
開いた
Because that was the thing, we had supposedly 50 or so days to work with, like that's what they hypothesized.
よそっか行く剣のマーチ
So if one day is equal to 50, you know, one day in proper human history is equal to 50 in Fairy Britain, it should have been a huge difference. Like a massive difference. But
空嵐いかみなる音
I don't know.
あーブルゴン
It's hard when they don't make it like clear exactly how long the difference was.
オーグ
言ったな
この服装で
Honestly, this crit might do more.
そうさな
物語を語りましょう旅立ちの誓いグゼの童話幾度羽は汚れても冬の鳥は雨を越えてその希望は消えはしないホープウィル・キャメロット
うつしよととこよ
Ah.
その境もろくうつろなることを知るがいい真剣草薙のタッチ
Or maybe capless Spriggan is a lot
我が魔眼よ
older than he makes himself out to be. That doesn't know. Hmm.
合わせていこっか よーし
Let's just do this.
いいとも
Give her a higher chance of critting.
そうです
突撃ですどうだ大きく華やかに
Good. Alright.
命儚きもの
But yeah, who knows? Maybe that's one of those little details we're not really meant to think about too much. Oh, interesting. Okay. Her craft essence is called Of 2025-1. Okay. Oh. Oh, you should have 2025. Okay, she took pictures of... Oberon. Okay, Oberon. Bavanshi, her and Naknaria. Ritsuka holding out her hand. Barguest. Mellow. I think it's Mellow. Palm trees. I think this is supposed to be Chloe and Suzuka, I think? Yeah. And I think this is Morgan way off over here. I think Morgan's on this one. Yeah, I'm sad I skipped the story for this event. Like, I know I had to, otherwise I would have been hella spoiled for things. More than I... Yeah, but... Ah, well. Let's see. Apply 15% special attack. Okay, so it basically just makes her Noble Phantasm stronger. Essentially. I mean, makes her hit harder in general against these things, but makes her Noble Phantasm more effective too. Okay. And so my summer adventure is over. The good times may have flown by, but the memory store remains photos. Shopping with friends I thought I would never meet again. Socializing with a friendly rival. Hanging out with new friends. The relaxed expressions of acquaintances who typically... belongs to someone who holds a special place in my heart. Oh? Does Castoria fall in love with Ritsuka? Interesting. Okay. Alright, we got those. Let me do the one single pull I have. I plan to read it or watch it sometime after you finish LB6. I probably will. The only sucky thing is it's really not the same when you don't have the map. Right. Like, I don't know, it's something that doesn't feel this. Like, I felt it when I did watch the first 3 or 4 Gouda Gouda events. It really isn't the same when you're not playing it yourself, the events. Like, and having the map, and I don't know. I probably will, but because I do want to go through all of the like summer events and whatnot at some point, but gonna run out of main story eventually. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hold off on all of that until I'm caught up on the main story. But yeah, anyway, okay, let me do my single poll. Now I could gotta watch Gouda 5 before the Gouda 6. Yeah, they moved up the Gouda 6 rerun. Because it was supposed to be, what, April next year? But they moved it up to October of this year. For NA. Damn. Assuming 1 to 1 years, he killed previous brigand in 1935. So, yeah. I don't know, because didn't Bogart say... Because Bogart said he had been leading Sheffield for 100 years, right? After being banished from Norwich. So the timeline would be... I don't know, the timeline's wonky. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know. The whole timeline of it probably isn't. We're probably not meant to question it too much. But it is kind of a interesting thing to think about. But yeah, we're probably not even meant to like think about it that much. Like, there was a time difference, and yeah. I do think it's so interesting how they gave us that little bit of backstory to Spriggan right then. It seems he's probably gonna continue to be a pain in our ass, especially since he was talking to a unknown person. We're likely gonna need to deal with him some more, which, you know, is unfortunate. Because he's... I will say Nasu did a great job writing an annoyingly cunning, not even really antagonist, right? It's hard to actually like call him an antagonist, like, because he's kind of just doing what's in his own self-interest rather than active. I guess he loosely fits antagonist, very loosely, but I don't know, we'll see. That's enough theorizing. But yeah, anyway, I'll leave it off there. Yeah, probably tomorrow we'll go to Manchester and see what the serious thing Bargist has to talk about. It's all about. I assume Manchester is this place over here, probably, or maybe this place. No, it's probably this place secluded over here. Is it even a town? I think it is. There's a road to it, so I assume that's a town. Because this is Naknaria's domain up here. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this must be Manchester. Maybe here.
but that looks like too nice of a town. This place looks more stone fortressy, which would be more Barguest speed, I feel like. How small is this island compared to the real Britain anyways? Pretty small. I feel like I'd have to like look at a map of it, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot missing, because this is the Welsh Woods, right? So if we go, yeah, there's a whole like chunk of Wales missing, and yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much just like the Britain part of the island. With a little bit of Welsh in here. A little bit of Wales. I'd have to look at a map. I'm pretty sure there's a pretty giant piece missing. Hang on. Let me look at Isle of... Actually? I was wrong. No, there's nothing missing from down here. Scotland is missing up here. But... I thought there was more of Wales missing, but I guess Wales is smaller than I thought. Like, there's a bit of Wales missing from in here. Like, there's a bit more supposed to stretch up, like, up here some. Let's see, London. Yeah, if I'm comparing these, it looks like most of England is here. There's just a little bit of Wales missing, and Scotland is gone. Is what it looks like. And then maybe a bit of the northern part of England as well. Like, but even before it reaches Scotland. But, like, not much. Honestly, comparing them, they did a pretty good job replicating the shape. Again, I don't know if there's some of Wales like, looking at the map I'm looking at, there should be more Wales that stretches up to, like, here. Because there's another, like, little outcropping that's supposed to stick out from, like, around here. Like, land goes up here and then another little outcropping. But it's not there. But I don't know if that was just a mistake when they drew this up, or if it's part of what was gone. I assume it's just part of what's gone, canonically. And like I said, maybe a little bit of northern England and then Scotland. But yeah, I thought there was more missing from, like, here, but no, I was misremembering the shape. Yeah, for the most part, it's actually pretty close. But anyway, yeah, sorry. We got on a weird tangent there. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna stop here. We'll go to Manchester tomorrow. And hopefully Barguest doesn't decide to kill us and eat us. You know, that'd be good. Although would being eaten by Barguest be the worst thing in the world? You know, I don't know. I can imagine worse things. Like whatever Bavanshi might do to us if she captured us. Yeah, who would you have it worse with, you think? Barghest or Bavanshi? Because Barghest, like, she doesn't torture you or anything. Like, again, from everything that's been said, she does in fact love the people she takes to be her lover. She just ends up eating them. So, you know, right before you get devoured, you might have a nice time, you know? Whereas Bavanshi, you'd probably just get tortured until you finally expire from the pain and shock and blood loss. So, if I had to choose, I'd probably pick Barghest. Like, if you twisted my arm and made me pick one, I'd go Bargy. Probably. Although if Melu was a choice, she'd probably be the safest. She doesn't seem sadistic or like she'd eat me. Probably. But where's the fun in having a safe choice, I guess? And who knows, maybe she's not as safe as I think she is. That's anyway, sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. Unless you quickly clock all of Bavanshi's emotional vulnerabilities and figure out how to play on those. Yeah, but then what's the likelihood of that? Probably very slim. And it also might actually be worse, yeah. Who knows? I'd rather just potentially have a good time with Barghest and then have my throat ripped out and consumed than raw torture for days on end, maybe. I guess how much she tortures you would directly correlate to how much of a reaction you give. So, with Bavanshi, I'd probably want to just not react and hope she would get bored of me and kill me sooner. That's probably your best bet with her. Or maybe be so boring she doesn't even want to kill you. But that's probably that probably wouldn't happen. Best bet is early death compared to long, drawn-out death. But yeah, anyway, we got into a strange topic. But yeah, anyway, like I said, gonna end there. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.